that the best answer, most intellectually answer, blah, blah. This is not really important. What was important was this one sentence here. I do not believe in God, no burden of proof. Okay? Now, I comment to them, I do not believe in God equals no burden of proof, and I ask, why do they think that's the case? And I politely explain that if you logically hold to not be P after trying to evaluate the proposition, God exists, then you still have a position, a second order with respect to the proposition. Dr. Malik argues that the position required a BOP, and I agree. What would you think that it does not? To be rational, we require a burden of proof. So to saying that you do not believe in God without a burden of proof or justification is irrational. Now, we are going to get shutting down conversation, shutting down dialogue, the state of atheism. But this guy, says, I'm not convinced, nor do I believe, based upon the evidence presented and others of my personal experience, that a deity exists. That's all. And I try to explain to him that that's a very vacuous statement, because when you say I don't believe because I don't believe, you're having a tautology, because you're basically saying I don't believe because I don't believe. If you say that I have not had enough evidence to be convinced, that is self-evident because you do not believe. So what's the point of adding that as any kind of informational thing as to why you hold to that particular position of you don't believe? Think about that. If you believe, then it's evident by deductive reasoning that you believe because you've been convinced to believe. Probably by some reasons, right? So to say that I have not been convinced enough to believe there's God is self-evident if you don't believe in God. It's deductively inferred. There's no information there being relayed to you, which is what you would expect from an inductive argument, right? So inductive arguments tell you something. Deductive arguments do not. Deductive arguments only work with what you existingly have. So I explained to them that it's vacuous, and I said this is akin to you. This is akin to saying you do not believe because you do not believe. It is non-informative. If you had evidence which convinced you it is a tautology, you would believe. So the fact you do not believe allows someone to deductively infer that you have not had evidence, thus vacuous. And I put my blog on here.